Welcome to CCRPG, where we open up our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'll be running Lancer. I'm joined today by Jay, portraying Graham Demaree.
Yo.
Jeremy, portraying Gene Stroud.
I'm here, I guess.
Todd, portraying Nestor Nembus.
Salutations.
And Chuck, portraying Jake McCloud.
I'm also here.
Before we get into the game today, I'm going to just quickly hand things over to Chuck here for a cool announcement. Charles?
Yeah, thanks, Bob. So anyway, friend of the show, Solar Vagrant, he has a game coming out soon, and he asked if we could do an ad read to promote it, and so that's what I'm here for. Anyway, the game is called Winter Witch, which is a cozy exploration game where you play a witch in a wintry forest. As the witch, you go out each day and explore the forest, collecting resources as you go. You then use these resources to craft tools and equipment to explore deeper in the woods. It is hand-drawn art and a lovely soundtrack by Dreamware. A number of us got to try out the game earlier, and we've all had a great time playing it. The game is going to be released this fall on Steam and itch.io, and you can actually wish list it on Steam right now. So please check out the game if you're interested.
A Solar Vagrant. I think I know that guy.
I mean, I've been told we have some resemblance, but I don't see it.
Chuck. Chuck is
Yeah, I was
the
going to
one.
say, I can't guarantee people will know this. So, yeah, it's Chuck. Chuck made
What?
this
No.
game. And
No, Solar Vagrant and Chuck are two separate individual people. You never see them in the same room.
Is it like Bruce Wayne
also-
and
Those are your
Batman?
Discord name.
also, Todd did some of the music. So,
Yay.
just so you know, like half of this group has worked on this game.
Now
So,
you just kill the illusion.
and I did some play testing.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
play tested.
Anyway.
We all worked on it, I think.
Yeah. And we all demand half the profits.
so you better make like
Hold up,
350% profit, or you won't be able to afford us. Since we all want half.
Oh, shit.
But it's really fun. Definitely wish listed.
Anyway, thank you for indulging us. As we get back into Lancer. Last time, we watched as our pilots, on their way to Ursil and their team of elite forces, encountered a hardened mobile defense turret. This anti-personnel machine, designed to suppress assaulting forces, pushed the pilots to their limit. In the end, they were able to subdue it, but they almost lost Jake in the process. Unfortunately, they may not have time to rest, as the guards on duty in Syl's room may have been alerted by the sounds of combat. We return to our pilots with Rock, Nestor, and Jake preparing themselves, while Jean tries to lead a group of the Noblesse Affair into an ambush. Welcome back, pilots.
Hey.
Hello.
Listen, how loud could all of that have been?
Only multiple grenades. That's what I'm
guns.
say.
Right by the door, too.
Yeah, like around the corner.
This is the future. Those grenades could be silenced for all we know.
Yeah, fucking silenced grenade. You just
I put
dug out the
silencers on them.
insides of a potato and put a grenade in it, and that's your silenced grenade.
It just goes...
Um,
I mean, look, Gene threw a silenced grenade. I mean, it didn't explode, which is probably why
Silenced
it was
grenade.
silent.
Yeah, in that it didn't go off and was akin to throwing a rock.
Yeah, that's just a rock.
Anyway, since we have not checked in on our good buddy Gene in a while, that is where we're going to start this session. Gene, you have led the first team of the Noblesse on a merry chase through the system. You being an expert at evasion and finding secret routes, were chosen from your team to basically handle a whole squad on your own. You now feel harried as the feeling of like 6 well-armed and trained soldiers chasing you is starting to get a little hairy. You have seen them around corners as they close in on you. You, though, know that your goal is to get them to the approaching team that is escorting Cassius to the front of the ship. Because you're logged into your team's comms, that your squad leader, Rock, has already called this in to Torsay, and has told Torsay to have them be ready to assist you when you show up. But you still need to make it between where you are now and the ambush. What do you do?
All right. So as I'm fleeing and darting around, let's see here. So do I know? I assume I know generally what direction or route Cass's team is taking, correct?
That is correct. If they did not get diverted, you know where they should be.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I mean, obviously get somewhere quickly, but that's not quite appropriate since I'm already fleeing at top speed. Well, okay, I'm kind of fleeing at top speed, but slow enough that they're able to follow, because they may not know the area as well as I do, right?
Yeah, your goal is to get them out of the way, because you don't want them to loop back around and come in behind the rest of your team, right? Like you want to make sure you're being a good diversion.
Okay. In that case, as I'm leading them towards Cass's group, can I read a situation to, as I'm moving down this route, to purposefully make it so that I am able to be followed, but still like far enough ahead that they can't get a beat on me?
Yeah, this would be basically looking for the subtext in the people who are following you. So this isn't so much like reading the situation around you, so much as it is reading the situation of the people chasing you, like getting a read on them and seeing how much you can play with your leash before they lose interest.
Right. Because I want to make sure they're following me and don't be like, well, no, he's too far out. We need to go back to our
Yeah, you
station.
Want to be threatening enough without like getting shot, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna roll that. 11.
Okay, 11 is a success. What does this look like to you?
So as I'm leading them around, like I'll turn a corner and they may like come around the corner and just maybe like, maybe he's too far. And then I'll like shoot a pot shot, but like I did with the grenade, it'll be purposefully misaimed to make them jump, get angry at me again, and then just pursue. Like, shit, he just fired on us, man. We need to take him out, or catch him at least, right?
As you lead this team forward, you are closing in on where Cass's team should be setting up for an ambush. You got here pretty quickly, and you had to, because they're hot on your heels. They're well drilled. They might not know this place as well as you, but they're able to mostly keep up in a way that's generally like impressive to you, being someone who's good at this, right? So you are not sure how prepared Cass's team will be when you arrive. What do you do?
I think if I know generally where they're going to set up, I want to use Spot in order to make a split-second decision on how I will move the moment I identify where they are set up. Be like, well, I can see how they're set up, so I'll dodge left, or duck for cover, or, get out of the way for the grenade that's going to be flying over my head. Things like that.
Absolutely. Okay. This will be the last check of this challenge for you, Gene. Let's see a spot check.
21.
Okay, perfect. On a 21, Gene, you dial in on where Cass's team should be set up. And for a second, you are worried because when you approach the location they should be setting up for an ambush, it is a fairly wide open hallway without much cover. And you're like, okay, where's the ambush? Like, where's the people okay. And that's when you spot it. The doors along the sides of this hallway are all cracked a little bit. There's no cover in where they were supposed to meet you, so they have all taken positions around the hallway in the various side rooms. The best thing you could do, Gene, is get through this hallway and lead the people behind you into it without realizing they're going to be in a kill box.
I do just that.
You dash to the end of the hall, and this time, as you slow to make sure that they're following behind you, they come around the corner and start chasing you down the hall. You duck around the corner. As you hear about they're halfway through, you can hear their steps echoing down the hall. A bunch of doors open up and crossfire that only lasts a few seconds, and you hear the sounds of bodies falling.
I to look back around the corner just to make sure that all of them are dead.
Yeah. Every one of the Nobilis that was chasing you is basically dead in a line in the middle of the hallway. You see the Tilton's team and Cass kind of like come out of their various hiding spots around the hallway and come into the center hall. They're doing the same thing you were doing, which is they're checking to make sure none of them are still alive, or that there's no one else coming. They spot you as you come around the corner, and the person who's like in charge of this team kind of like gives you like a little salute. One of Tilton's men gives you a little salute. And the last person to come out into the hallway is Cassius, who is unarmed currently.
Yeah. Good job, guys. How's it going?
The commander of this group comes up to you and goes, we were told to wait for you here, but there wasn't really a good spot to wait for you. I'm glad that you came down the hallway. We were worried you would give us a miss or something. We should be good to move forward. How's the rest of your team?
They went on up ahead to try and clear out whoever could be in front of. What's the name of the other group? The leader of the other group?
Ursil.
Ursil. They went on up ahead to try and clear out any opposition to us freeing Ursil's team, while I led this group, as I nod towards the bodies, on a merry chase.
They going to be okay without you?
I certainly hope so. I've been fleeing and not been in contact with them. We should probably catch up and make sure they're okay.
Any other threats between here and there?
No, not that I was able to see.
All right, we'll stay on guard, but then maybe let's move a little bit quickly so that we can get caught up.
Narrator, they were not okay.
As he gets his squad together to get ready to move forward, Cassius comes up to you and goes, good job, Gene. I think we're ready to move forward then?
I think so.
All right. You're getting Ursil's team out next, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Special ops. Hopefully they'll be able to give us the edge we need.
Honestly, I'm still worried about trying to take the bridge. It's going to be a bit of a bloodbath if we don't find a clever way to take it. It's meant to be hard to take. And there's a lot of people there, so maybe we should think about options. You know the ship well, right?
Yeah, I know it pretty well as some areas that the Noblesse affair may not be so inclined to. Well, maybe they just haven't a chance to explore, I hope.
All right. Well, once we have viewer, we should probably hold a quick consult with everyone to see how we want to proceed. But yeah, let's get caught up. We don't want Tilton's team to leave us behind. As you see, they're already like getting ready to move forward.
Before we move out, do any of the bodies have any of those Noblesse affair riot grenades on them that I can just take?
There are one grenade in here, one of those riot grenades in this group.
I will take that, and I would like to say that if it's still there when we're coming back to where that group was originally, I'd like to pick up the unarmed grenade that I tossed, assuming they didn't take it.
I see. You are going to be going past that area. I think this is your grenade.
Okay. In that case,
because these guys aren't equipped with the breathers.
okay.
This is just a patrolling team. They aren't like the heavily armed ones or the ones equipped with the breathers. So I think it just landed at their feet, didn't go off, and they're like, oh shit, and he just grabbed it and they started chasing you.
Okay, so I've recovered my grenade.
You've recovered your grenade.
Cool.
Minus
I'm back
one
up to
grenade.
2.
Plus 1 grenade.
Okay. In that case, I'm happy, and I'll guide the group back to where the group was using the path that I took.
Okay, cool. Then we will come back as you catch up to the rest. But the rest of our team is recovering from a fairly rough little firefight. Rock, Nestor, and Jake, you find yourselves in the moments after the mobile turret kind of like sinks to the ground and seems to stop moving, as Nestor applied a quick corrective to Jake to get him back conscious again. And all of you are messed up in one way or another. I think literally we ended with Graham having to like tear out one of the harpoons that he got hit with before he took it down.
Yeah.
Remind me again where I'm at with health.
You should be tracking that.
I don't remember what corrective takes me up to.
It takes you to half health.
Okay, then I am right. I am at 6 out of 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember specifically saying if Nestor applies the corrective, is it the corrective or the patch that gives you
The
to
patch
half
is
health?
half health. The corrective, I think,
Correct-
just brings you back to
It
consciousness.
brings you back to consciousness of 1 HP.
Yeah, so
Okay.
what I said is if he tears out the harpoon and applies the patch at the same time, it will remove the harpoon and get you to half health. So that's why you're at half health right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I used my patch and my corrective.
You did.
last time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. I must have used a patch on myself because
You
I'm
did.
at 10 HP now, which is pretty good.
You might have used someone else's patch because I think you only
Yeah.
had one patch to
I did.
use.
Yeah, mine.
I think I used
Yeah.
a Rock's patch. Okay.
I think I'm the only one with patches that left, and I'm not there.
So how's Rock looking after he pulls out his harpoon?
Probably the same as you two. I'm at about half.
Okay. Whew. That was really intense.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Except I think we do need to do that again.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Now we just
Yeah.
need to get into the room and free the special ops team. Your Souls team.
I would like the three of you present to make a detection check of some sort. You can either do it as one person, who's kind of the person on the lookout, who can gain basically a kind of like advantage from your other two people helping, or you can do 3 separate checks. I will need some sort of detection check from the 3 of you.
I don't think I have anything that would work here.
I could. So since everyone else is recovering, I could be the one on the lookout, and I could do a spot check.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
You can take 2 accuracy because your other 2 allies are not like asleep on the job. Like if they notice something, they might point it out to you, but you're the one actively looking.
Okay. How do I give myself 2? Oh, I got it. Okay. So
I think you could just hit 2 accuracy somewhere.
yeah,
Hit
there's like
plus
a little
up.
plus
Yeah.
button. All right. I rolled a 26.
Very
Alright,
nice.
So you roll an 18 plus a 6. So
Yeah.
one of your allies really helped here. So which of the 2 of you gave him a 6?
Plus a 2. I think like maybe what's your name? Jake McCloud.
That's me.
Probably spotted, said, you should probably look down there, that there's likely to be activity over there, because he remembers a Astro movie in a similar situation where that's what happened.
So
Exactly.
Jake, having Deathbot Chronicles fresh in his mind, looks
Always.
at the defeated mobile turret, and it doesn't, it just kind of turned off. And Jake looks at it and goes, "Huh, that's weird. Is there something on it?" And then that triggers you, Nestor, to take a closer look. Nestor, the mobile turret that has kind of drooped down to non-function in front of you has some sort of weird black stuff on it. It almost seems to be oozing out of the cracks.
Oh no.
I will get a I don't want to touch it directly, but maybe get a little piece of rubble, like a screw or something, and just kind of dip it in the fluid.
So you look around to
harpoons.
see what you have to do with this with. And yeah, sure, you find one of the harpoons on the ground that you can use.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, you grab it and then you look back over to it, and the black fluid that is leaking out of it starts to get orange. And then parts of it start to become white. It seems to be heating up.
I'll get a little alarmed, and I'll say, there's something with this turret. Everyone back away. Let's get as far away as possible from this.
I just have a general question.
Yep.
Was Rock around for seeing the ferro fluid?
No.
Okay.
In earlier missions, I've seen it once before, I think. Right?
It did not work. So if you're talking about literally in mission 1, which would have had something that could have had ferrofluid on it, that thing functioned very differently than the ferrofluid they saw later in the campaign.
Okay.
You could make a connection between those things, though. It's possible, but I don't know if Rock would draw those connections. If you think that he'd be okay.
I don't think so. Then no, I was wondering the same thing and trying to recall where Rock has been and what he's seen before.
I think the first mission we had without Rock was when we properly got introduced to exploding stuff.
It was after the time skip that the ferrofluid started showing up in other places.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect him to draw on that in the moment, but I was just wondering if it would be something he would make a connection with after whatever is about to happen is going to happen.
And because you rolled over a 20, this was a secret dangerous check. Because you rolled over a 20, you have enough time. You noticed it early enough that it wasn't already on the edge of exploding before you noticed it.
Yeah.
So you're already far enough away that just backing away a little bit and taking cover, you watch as this black fluid drains out of this thing, and you don't know what it's trying to do. But as it does, it heats up, and it burns almost like thermite through the mech. And then after it started deleting basically what's left of it, it seems to hit something explosive inside, and there is a white-hot explosion at the end of the hallway that scorches the walls and causes actually probably a breach in the floor.
You know, I have to imagine your scientist background saw that and you're like, that's not natural. Maybe we should back away.
Yeah.
There's just something about seeing goo turn from black to orange to white that I think instinctually everyone is would be that's not a good sign. After it explodes, I'll be Wow. So that turret had some sort of weird fluid in it that self-destructed.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Do I know of anything with my scientist background? Do I know of any analogous substances that would do, or is this like completely new technology to me?
I'm going to tell you straight up one thing, which is, you know that like some secret agent like Corsac probably has things built into some of their top secret things that destroy them on destruction, right? So that like their tech doesn't get captured by people. Mm-hmm. They probably have self-destruct systems built into some of their stuff, sure. Like, so that's not too surprising to you. Whatever this goo that came out of the mech was that did it, though, functions in a way that you're not used to seeing.
Okay.
So it did a thing that you're accustomed to seeing in a way you're not accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, the fact that it like self-destructed doesn't surprise me, but like the means was weird.
Yeah, the means was weird.
Yeah, so Nestor's like, never seen anything quite like that. Like I'm not surprised that that, you know, like a mech would have some sort of like self-destruct, you know, a procedure that it goes through to prevent people from stealing technology. But that substance is very strange. I'm not sure what it is.
Think we're going to see more of that?
Well, I just hope we don't run into any more harpoon turrets, because that was rough.
You're going to be having nightmares for days.
I don't know what to say or to expect with it, but we don't really have time to satisfy scientific curiosity at the moment.
Yeah, we can get killed by an explosion after we get done with this mission.
Were you able to get a sample at least before?
No, I'll check if there's any fluid left, but once I saw it heating up, I just thought the best thing for us to do is to get as far away from it as possible. I'm assuming all of Nestor, it was detonated.
With a quick examination, it appears that substance was the detonative material, right? Like it was what detonated, right? Like that was the explosive, so there is none of it left. Whatever reaction it caused, it reacted unto completion. So there are bits of scrap of the turret left over, but none of the substance survived.
So you're looking for gunpowder after a piece of dynamite went off.
Kind of, yeah.
There may be some there, but whatever's there is so small or minuscule you'll probably not notice it.
All right, well, let's get going. We need to try to save their team.
You round the corner. You see where the front of the, like, what would be like a block of suites that you would normally have like some of your commanders or officers staying in, but now is kind of like an entryway to almost a cell block is what it's been turned into. You know that behind this next door is kind of like the sub rooms that yours team is being held in. There is a door in between you and there, and you don't know what's beyond it.
Not it.
Is there any way to get more information? Like, I'm trying to think of a convenient vent to crawl through or something.
You could phone a friend, have Torsay.
Yeah, I don't know that Torsay is going to give us a lot of information, because even if she's able to pick out individuals there, we don't know
Right, that's true.
who's good and who's bad and where they're at, right? Like, we can't get detailed information from Torsay, and it takes her away from what she's doing now.
That is true.
We want her helping the other teams as much as possible. So it's not my first thought to contact her for this, at least. But yeah, if we don't have anything, then I'll just try to be careful and open the door.
All right. Are you expecting, like, how are you opening the door? This is the GM's great question of all time that is in every system that's ever existed. How do you open the door?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Do you have your gun out? Are you pointing down range? Are you to the side of the door? Are you in front of the door? There are so many ways to open this door.
Okay, I'll have... two of us will be pointing into the doorway, and one will just slowly, like, from the sides of, like, the doorway, right? Not within fire if somebody, like, tried to shoot through it.
Okay, so all of you are going to be not visible through the door, hopefully, is what your goal is. Yeah,
and then one person, like, kind of opens it from the side, you know?
Okay, so you won't get a good look at what's beyond it first. Like, the door, so the door will become open, and whoever's on the other side of the door will see the door open, and will see what's like, you won't get as much visual information, but you'll be safer, is what the trade-off seems to be. Is that right?
I think so, unless either of you have a better idea.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Last time, I think Nestor was tracking drones somehow.
Yes.
How is he doing that? I just can't remember.
You requisitioned a drone, remember? Like, you hacked one of the drones.
So it's through that drone, which has now exploded.
Yes, you blew it up.
So I don't have the means to do that unless I steal another drone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, maybe I could see if I can ping any drones.
You send another bomb in.
Yeah.
we could throw another fake grenade. I mean, if anything, their knee-jerk reaction would be to... If there's anyone at the other side of the door, the knee-jerk reaction would be to flee. And then we can take advantage of the distraction.
I don't want to... Well, okay, I'm not there, so I'm going to stay out of it.
We can't throw a grenade into a room with a hostage situation when we don't know the position of the hostages.
No, a fake grenade, just like a rock.
Just like a dud or something.
A dud, yeah. I don't know. I know we don't have grenades, but and it would be a bad idea anyway. But I'm just saying, just throw something in there to mislead them.
Yeah, we'd have to act on that then, right?
We'd have to probably go in immediately after.
Like, that's an option, but, like, throwing a grenade in, letting them respond to it, and then not doing anything isn't going to help.
I mean, we're going to act we have to act regardless as soon as we interact with the door at all.
I don't want to get shot.
I don't want to either.
Well, you did get shot by a harpoon. That's
we
fair.
all got shot.
You also got shot by a harpoon.
We all
you
did.
just happen to get shot more.
Maybe we could knock on the door?
What's the password?
Honestly, sure. Go ahead and knock. Let's see what happens.
Because then someone might answer. I go up there tentatively, and I'm like, really? And then
sure.
Yeah, go for it. Two thumbs up. Go ahead, do it.
How do you knock? Two knocks?
Two knocks.
Just knock.
Yeah.
On the other side of the door, you hear a voice shout, "Who's there? Identify yourself."
I'll say,
"We're with Cass."
What'd you say?
"We're with Cass. We're with Casper."
"We're with Cass."
It's not a lie.
Yeah.
I need to think for a second. Bear with me a moment. I need to get into this person's mind.
If you're as confused as they are, we've done our job.
Yeah. It's all mind games, actually.
So they would think, yes, interesting. You would hear from the other side of the door, "Don't try to come in. We've taken your people. Back away and clear out or they die."
Oh, look to the others. Any ideas? Maybe we can negotiate with them.
Yeah.
I guess I'll walk up to the door and say you do understand the situation you're in, right? If we're standing here talking to you, that means we handled what's out here.
I don't know what you dealt with out there, but you're not taking us in again. We'll go down fighting if we have to.
What if we didn't fight?
Did you say that loud enough for them, or are you just saying that in general?
No,
Okay.
that was out loud.
What do you
I don't
want?
think you seem to understand. We took care of the drone and the people out here. We have the firepower we need to take our people back. I'm pleading for your life, not theirs right now. You don't need to make this choice.
You already took our ship. We'll take you down with us if we have to.
The smart.
Wait.
Tactical.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
You're?
What?
Ah, you son of a bitch. It's Rock. I start to open the door slowly.
There are 12 people aimed at the door. There are a bunch of noblesse, unconscious and or dead, scattered around the floor. And it appears their weapons have been taken.
Of course. Okay.
Ewer is near the front where the door is. He has a gun pointed at the door as you open it, but he does not open fire as it opens. And he sees you and he goes, "You son of a bitch."
You son of a bitch. All right. We'll do the fist clap.
Perfect.
Oh my god, we thought we had to fight to get your sorry ass out of here too. God.
Whatever happened out there distract these assholes long enough for us to take them out.
I'd imagine. Listen, it is an absolute shit show out here, and it's not getting better, which is why we need your help.
I need to know what the situation is. They locked us in here, and we have heard nada for days. We were one of the first teams here.
Yeah, I'll fill him in to the best of my ability.
Yeah. You guys can kind of like move into the rooms. You'll see how they kind of like retrofitted the suites to be like they basically tore all the amenities out of all the rooms. They're all like just rooms with like a bunk in them. They broke all the like the access panels on all of the inside doors, basically turning them into makeshift cells, kind of like you guys did on your ship, right? They kind of like deactivated the controls for all of the rooms, and so they can only be controlled from the outside. There are a smattering of 7 noblesse who are on the ground. It appears that 6 of them are dead. Most of them do not have obvious signs. They weren't shot. Like most of them are dead on the ground with like broken necks. And the URSIL's team seems to have armed themselves with their weapons. It doesn't look very comfy in here. Like I said, all the amenities have kind of been torn out to turn this into like cell blocks, basically. You go over with Ewer kind of like what the situation is and what's been going on the station. I would say this probably takes long enough for Jean and Cass's team to rendezvous with you all.
Phew. That's a relief.
I come up, I see the explosion, and I go, what the frick happened?
Yeah, you see a hallway that is so badly scorched that the floor is broken away enough that you can see some of like the circuitry and like plumbing that like goes through the floors is just exposed. Like the floor is torn up by the explosion, and you can see down into the inner hull workings on the ground.
Yeah, you probably picked a good time to duck out of the fight, Gene. That sucked.
You get there, Gene, and all three of your friends look like they're bandaged up or hurt in some way.
I see that. I look back at the Tilton's group that Cass is with, and I go, you know what? It looks like they may have needed my help.
One of Tilton's sub-commanders just like shrugs at you and goes, well, we're here now. We'll see what we can do. He's going to just fall in. So you have one of Tilton's groups. You have Ewer's team. You have the four of you and Cass on hand as you kind of like get everyone up to speed on what's going on. Ewer basically looks at you, Graham, and is like, all right, well, we need to think about how we take the ship back then. I assume that's what we're planning on doing.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I'm really hopeful that you have some sort of plan. How would you assault the bridge under this situation?
He smiles and says, if you don't think about how a place can be taken, how do you plan on keeping it? Of course, exactly. I've thought about it. There are a few access hallways that we generally keep guarded and sealed off that lead to some engineering, basically hallways around the bridge. We identified them as a possible point for attack of the bridge, so we generally keep them guarded or locked. I don't know if the Noblesse will have identified those. If they have not identified those, we can at least get some people surrounding the bridge. It might not make up for our difference in numbers, but it will help.
It's something. How many hallways are there?
2, one on each side.
Real quick, while you guys are talking, I want Nestor to do something, which is just he's going to be looking at the bodies of the Noblesse and checking them for any useful supplies. So if any of them have patches or correctives or stems or something that we could use, or maybe one of those gas grenades, he's gonna go and check.
So it appears all of their supplies have been raided by Ewer's team to get them combat ready. So you don't have to worry about equipping Ewer's team because they basically stripped their guards of all they were worth. But I will allow you to make a pilot check to see if you find anything that was missed.
Okay. I'll just do a spot check. Take off that accuracy. I rolled a 4.
You don't see anything beyond what was stripped for Ewer's team.
Okay. Oh, well.
I was going to do something similar, but by Nestor checking, does that imply that any future checks are also
that
going to
implies that the checking happened, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. That's all.
I would say probably as Cassius and Tilton Sargent and Ewer kind of like get together with Rock. They're kind of like amongst the four of you looking to be like, okay, well, how are we going to handle this? You, Rock, see that in almost no amount of time, Ewer seems comfortable working with Cassius, like very easily. like takes your explanation that, Cass has switched sides and blah, 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 kind of warned you guys and all that. And unlike Tilton, who was a little bit more wary, and some of Tilton's men, you were like drops into a cadence of like collaborating with Cass, like immediately trying to find out like how he can use his information.
Does that seem concerning to me or just notable?
I would say just notable. Honestly, from working closely with Ewer that he's a very intuitive person. And you don't think this works out well for him all the time, but you do believe Ewer just kind of like made a split-second decision when he looked at Cass and was like, can I trust you or not? Yes, I will have to trust you, and is just going from that assumption.
Okay. So a similar point that I came to, just did it quicker, right?
Yes, that is the kind of person Ewer is. He is a fast decision maker.
Okay.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but in those situations, being a fast decision maker can make all the difference.
All right.
Alrighty.
So what do you guys want to do? What's the plan from here?
I guess take the bridge. I mean, sounds like we have a plan, or at least the entry point.
Cassius will say, I'm not, exaggerating when I say there are scores of people on that bridge. In addition, whoever was left in charge is going to be there, as well as probably hostages. I would not be surprised if that is where they are holding your command staff.
That seems likely.
Do we have access to... So clearly they have access to chemicals that can disorient and slow down us, right? Do we have any kind of access to kind of chemicals that we could flood the bridge with? Something like that, maybe some sort of chloroform-esque thing. And I'm kind of looking at Nestor when I say this.
I say, well, I mean, we could just use the gas grenades that they were using if we were able to pick up any from the patrols that we've dealt with.
Well, Nestor, I do have 2 grenades. Do you think you could fashion them in some way to make it a more potent release?
I think I could. I think I could try. Yeah.
Ewer will say, actually, when we stripped these folks of their gear, we found a few more of those. So you can have ours as well if you need it for potency. I will say the bridge is pretty big, so you're going to need to cover a wide area.
Okay. Even if this just slows down some of them, we have to assume that others are going to have the respirators and will react in time. This isn't going to immediately win us the fight, and we need to be prepared for that.
Cass will nod at this and say, yes, I guarantee that there's a contingent of them on the bridge that are probably already wearing the respirators. So it's a good idea. It will definitely cut the forces. The only thing I worry about is one thing I can offer is I could try to appeal to them, those of them who are still cautious or untrusting of what we're doing, who maybe are more on the way I'm thinking about things. I was hoping I could try to appeal to them, to make them see things my way. I could probably make some of them drop their arms, but I don't see them doing that if we start by flooding the room with chemicals.
No, perhaps not. We'll need a distraction. We can have Torsay patch you into the comms on the bridge so that you can talk to them beforehand.
But we should probably be in position before you begin those discussions.
We can take the time while they're distracted, but while distracted, are also going to be on more alert once that happens. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword here. We may get some of them to drop their arms, but they're also going to be more ready than if we just attacked out of nowhere.
Well, one way or another, we should probably get moving in position before. I don't know how many more squads are between us and the bridge, but you and I should probably work out a path that we can move on. Hopefully a less obvious path as we work our way towards wherever it is we're going.
So, before we move on, there is something else we have to deal with. A couple sessions ago, you all set 3 of Tilton's teams off to other parts of the ship to see if you could take them. It is around now we would find out how those have played out. So, I'm going to have you roll to see how those teams did. We had one team trying to take over the sensor room. One team trying to liberate Cato Fringe's team, the piloting aces. And one team trying to take over the weapon systems. Which do you want to resolve first?
Let's do sensors.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Why not? Let's do it.
Can we see things? Can we sense things?
Yeah, how well did that work out? So, all 3 of these teams are fresh. This is the first thing you're attaching them to. Sensors is not going to have any extra bonuses or malices. So this is going to be a pilot check for that team that is just going to be 10 or above is a success, less is a failure.
Okay.
This is a straight up and down check.
Can we apply any modifiers or skill triggers, or is it just a roll 20?
If you can tell me how, yes. I will also note every engagement, Torsay can be focusing on assisting one group. So amongst these 3 teams, you can use Torsay to give one of them accuracy.
Okay, and it's sensors, weapon systems, and what was the other?
Freeing Cato. They're the team that is they're fighter pilots. Like, they're the ones who pilot, like, the fighter ships and stuff like that.
Got it.
I'm going to say we don't spend Torsay on the sensors. Maybe save that for more difficult.
Yeah. No,
claim.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, who wants to be the representative of the role?
I will.
All right, Nestor. This is going to be just a pilot check.
Don't
Okay.
fuck up.
I will try. 1 D20 coming right up.
Do you want to invoke any? Is there anything you could have done to improve their successes?
So
I don't know what
this
your
would have
triggers
been
are.
like before. Like, I could have maybe consulted with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Let me think. So sensors. I could say, like, maybe I tried to I know a little bit about sensors myself with my scientist background and having built my own mech. And so I told them, like, a few shortcuts they could use when hacking into the system to gain control of the sensors, and like what firewalls they might expect to run into or protocols that would block them. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe, like, I consulted them before they went. I said, like, hey, if you're taking over the sensors, this is probably what you need to do so, once you're in the system.
Okay, I would allow you to apply your hacker fix bonus to this roll then.
Awesome.
So you're not going to be helping them with the taking it over portion of it, but taking control of it part afterwards.
Right. Like they still need to fight their way into it. I'm not helping with that. But once they're in there, this is like how you actually take control of the sensors, because I assume it's gonna be maybe locked down to some extent. All right. Roll. Oof! I rolled a 10.
Ooh.
Wow.
10
is
10 is technically a success.
Exactly what you need. You needed
Okay,
that
good.
Oh
+2.
my gosh.
So with 8 + 2, this team succeeds. They have a tough fight breaking into the sensors room. It is just a violence on violence kind of fight. 2 equal-ish strength teams, and Tilton's group just came out on top. They push in, but they lose some of their number doing so and are able to take the sensor unit. You now have control of and access to the ship's sensors going forward. Not for these other 2 rolls, but for anything that happens after this group of 3 rolls.
Sweet.
You're going to get a report from Torsay after we do these 3 things. So this is going to loop back into the narrative shortly.
Awesome.
All right. The remaining, so that is Team A took sensors, wounded, in process.
Okay.
So as you continue to push these teams to do more and more, they will become less effective over time if they keep taking wounds, essentially.
Okay.
But they have control of sensors. Now, do we want to do Team B or Team C? So we have Kato's rescue or taking over weapon systems.
Is Kato's team, not that it really matters, but is Kato team B in weapon systems team C, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I numbered them A, B, and C with letters instead of numbers.
Let's do Kato's team. I'd like to make the roll on that one.
Okay. Yeah, Gene. Yeah, let's see how the group of Tiltons under Tilton's command has taken over and freed the ace fighter pilots that you have as one of your squads.
So we basically, as soon as we freed Tilton's group and they broke into squads to, take over these 3 sectors, I go over to the group with that's going to take over Kato's, and I go, look, you guys need to get there quickly as possible. We don't know exactly how fast they've communicated, and we don't want them to bunker up and make your job more difficult. So I would like to roll get somewhere quickly so that they can get there as fast as possible and catch the group that's guarding them off guard before they can call more guards to make the job more difficult.
So when we dispatched this team, Gene kind of gave them advice on how to, take and overwhelm that segment before they knew something was wrong.
Yes.
Okay. I will let you use your get somewhere quickly on this roll. Now, Kato's team has 2 malices applied to it to try and free them. 1, Kato's team, when they first were taken in, were the most rambunctious, were the least willing to surrender. So there are more guards on their team.
Okay.
2, this team is always on alert because Kato's team are hard to guard. They are always fucking with their guards. So that does mean that this team is going to have a little bit of trouble. That means that you're going to have 1 difficulty applied to this check.
Okay. All right. Well, that kind of offsets my +6 and get somewhere quickly.
And then remember, for these 3 rolls, you can choose to use Torsay on one of them to apply an accuracy.
I think this one's a good one to apply it on.
I
do it beforehand.
You have to tell me before someone rolls.
I think this is appropriate for Torsay.
Yeah. This seems like the most important thing to win.
If you're applying Torsay here, then what we're going to say is, Gene, you basically told Torsay, hey, watch this team. They're going to try and overwhelm this segment before anyone's the wiser. Provide them as much support as you can, right?
Okay.
So that means that this team is getting somewhere quickly, and your accuracy you're adding will cancel out the difficulty.
All right. Get somewhere quickly. 16.
Hey,
with
there we
a
go.
16. This team storms the segment that is holding on to Kata's team. They do get there quickly and are able to overwhelm before that team knows that, there are breakouts in other parts of the ship. They still take some damage. It is not a clean fight. They are outnumbered basically when they arrive. There are a lot of people guarding Kato's team. So they are also wounded, but this is also a success. Success. Wounded in process.
I mean, it could have been worse. There could have been a lot more guards.
Yeah,
this is going way better than those teams during the pirate war.
Yeah. Don't jinx it. We have one more to go still.
All right, so that Kato's team will effectively be freed after this subsegment, so they can start doing stuff too.
Perfect.
Team C, weapon systems.
I'd like to take this one if possible.
I kind of like this because it's kind of like while Graham was discussing with Tilton how to assign the 3 teams, Gene, Nestor, and Jake were giving advice to those 3 teams.
Yeah, that does work out, actually.
All right, Jake.
Here's what I'm thinking. So Jake probably has some familiarity with the weapon systems just because his mech is very explosive and missile heavy. So he's probably worked with the people in that sector before. The other thing I'd like to propose is that because he's been there so often, he's probably converted a few of them to Astro Jammin'. So they're probably familiar with his movies. And what I'm proposing is, before that team goes down to rescue them, he says, hey, I know those guys are a fan of this Die Hard-esque movie that Astro has done. If you reenact this scene, because I know the layout, and you could enter in a certain way, I bet that the staff can help you pull off this thing because they'll recognize the scene immediately. So basically,
you're trying to get the people who are captured in weapon systems to assist the people who are taking weapon systems over.
Yes,
I see.
So,
okay.
For example, if they can tell that, oh yeah, the team is going to be entering from this event because this is something Astro Jammin' has done, maybe they can distract the guards away from that event so they can enter in.
I just because we can't see each other, I need everyone to know that as Jake was talking, my hand slowly came up to my forehead as I started to rub my head like, oh God, what is he trying to do? And a big part of running a game is not coming up with, solving the problem. It's solving the solution. And that's something I have to do a lot with Jake. So
I'm sorry.
Let's solve this solution.
What is a problem with Jake except a solution that hasn't been solved yet?
Right. So yes, I like where this is coming from. I am willing to. What trigger do you think this is?
Stay cool, because they're trying to pull off reproducing the scene. So it's going to require some concentration.
Yeah, concentration or precision under pressure.
Yeah.
Of course. Every actor has to stay cool. I
admit it's a little bit of a stretch, but I figured it'd be entertaining.
It is. I'm laughing.
When you said I could take this one if possible, I didn't realize that you were actually saying if possible here.
I will allow you to use your stay cool. Weapon systems is not like, luckily for you, does not have any additional malices applied on it.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about dealing with any downsides. But I will allow you, because they're doing something that's riskier, to try and get a benefit out of it. I'm going to give you a devil's bargain. I will give you a stay cool, but they will also take difficulty. So if the difficulty rolls low, the bonus for the stay cool is good. But if they fuck it up, the difficulty will basically counteract the stay cool.
Gotcha. I mean, if you think about this, so my stay cool modifier is a +4. So
so you have a 4 in 6 chance for this to not be worse than normal.
I think statistically you're like okay here.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. I think it's worth it. I mean, the odd, knock on wood, like the odds are in my favor.
The real question is, how good actors are Tilton's men?
Not very. That's why I'm applying the difficulty.
I mean, it's not like they have to say like a one-liner or something. They just have to come in from a certain direction.
It wouldn't hurt if they said a one-liner, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The one-liner is always important in any game.
The difficulty is more that they're going about this in a way that they're not used to. It might give them advantage. It might blow up in their face, and that's what this role represents.
I think I'm willing to give that a shot. Yeah. I'm fully prepared that everyone's going to hate me in 5 minutes, but I do want to give this a shot.
You know what? I mean, I'm all for it, so
I'm into it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just make the roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Stay cool, and then I'm adding difficulty. I'll just make it inaccurate, make it easy. So... All right, here we go. 16.
Hey, okay. Way to go.
Success with the downside, right? Or
yeah. I mean, this is basically how you all have done so far. That's 3 successes, though.
Yeah. Difficulty was only -2, which is pretty good.
Yeah. The Tilton's team moves in to weapon systems, and with some reservations, enact Jake's plan. Funnily, it works. Some of the people who are like the normal weapon systems, like members of the crew, are like tied up and like providing like information to the noblesse. As Tilton's team moves in to take it, they do send some people in a recognizable way from one of Astra's movies, which cues the hostages into what's happening. They realize they're about to be rescued. So they start making like simple like distractions here or there that don't put themselves in danger to like get the people guarding them to lower their defenses. Tilton's team sweeps in and takes advantage of this. Taking the sector, they do have to put up a bit of a fight. It is not a simple one thing. Once bullets start flying, the jig is up, so to speak. But they do successfully take it over. So this is a success. Wounded in process.
I mean, look, of all of the things that Tilton's group probably expected our weapons expert to say, hey, follow the plot of this Astra Jammin' movie was not on their bucket list, okay?
But hear me out. They're going to have a story to tell at the end of this.
True.
That's what makes it so effective.
In fact, the fans who were the hostages in weapon systems are going to have the best story to tell. Is like, okay, so you know that scene in the movie where they did this? We lived that scene. Anyway, all 3 of these teams successfully achieved what they were trying to do. All of them were wounded in the process, which means they have decremented numbers and will be less effective moving forward. But this is a great start. While you guys are discussing what your plans are to take the bridge, you get a call on your communicators. Torsay calls in. Hey, Graham, Rock, are you there?
Yeah. How are the teams going?
Things are moving apace. I'm monitoring everyone right now. Tilton's team is mopping up. We took sensors and weapon systems, and they're helping Cotto's team kind of like get out and get back to a safe place right now. Everything's going as best as we could hope, I guess. Tilton's team took some losses. Everyone's playing a bit hurt right now, but we're ready to keep moving on. What do you need?
At that point, Gene, overhearing this, looks at Jake and goes, "That actually worked."
I'll just feel like an offended. Like, well, of course it'll work. I wouldn't say it otherwise.
We have, I'm trying to think of all the options we had back when we were first setting these up. Are there other things that we want to send them to, or should we just bring them all to the bridge?
So, yeah, those are all options. So, the just to let you know, the systems are engines, sensors,
life support,
weapons,
sensors, shields, weapons. Yeah.
And then question mark.
And is that heavily, the question mark, is that, do we know if that's like heavily defended?
I mean, you would have to put the effort in to
all?
find out. You'd have to put the effort in to find out.
Okay.
It is one of the things that has one of the anchors in it, though.
Yeah.
Nestor will say, if we want to take over life support, I could probably fix something
flood
up
the room better,
so I could flood the room with that gas.
Oh,
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's a great idea.
We did take engines, right?
No, you did not take engines from the inside.
Okay.
I will say it's worth noting that these teams can absolutely accompany you in your assault on the bridge. In fact, that's almost what Tilton's like sergeant who's here with you would be like. Is like, well, you know, we could definitely use more forces to assault the bridge, especially if there's as many people in there as Cass says. Ewer will say, we can also play smart, see if they can do something else. The only downside there is they're going to be moving hurt. It's going to be hard for them to take over anything else without incurring even more losses, and we might get into a pain cycle there. And it will take time. We'll have to deploy them, wait for them to report back. All the time, what we've done here the information about what we're doing is going to make its way to the bridge, and they're going to be on guard.
Who's closest to life support?
Closest to life support would be Team A, the team that took sensors.
Okay. How far away is B and C from life support?
Only slightly farther. B and C are a little bit more towards the back of the ship than sensors was, but I'd like not far away. They could reach any segment within one logistics turn. Like all of these will resolve at the same time. Like they're not far enough away that it would like take them 2 units of time to do it.
Okay, so my plan is thusly, which I will say after I finish this sentence. And it's that
You know what, Nestor, you order first. I'll know what I want when it comes around to me.
Yeah. Sorry, Jake, you order now, real quick. Just go ahead. Okay. Gene, can you just get what you normally get? Okay, so Tilton's group works together. They don't necessarily need to work in their single squads, I assume. I think we need to merge Tilton's group together and take life support. Nestor, I want you running to life support as safely as you can, not running into people, to try to get there to flood the room with any kind of toxin that you can to get them, pacified, right?
Yeah. Can do that.
In the meantime, we will get Torsay hacked into the comms so that Cass can start doing his thing as they start the assault on life support. They won't know what's coming, I hope, because we took sensors at this point. So if we can do it quickly and time it right, we can start the assault after we take life support and start flooding it. After that, we're going to have to run to our mechs to get out into the outside of the ship to get these anchors off, and the remaining teams in here will have to take engines before we can leave. I just look around at everyone.
I look at that and I hear that and I go, that sounds like a plan.
I'm into it.
Nestor salutes and he says, "Sir, yes, sir."
Put your hand down.
I don't know if you're mocking me or not, but I don't have the time to worry about it.
No, I just felt like that's what I should do in this situation.
So yeah, you can absolutely merge Tilton's teams. They are all wounded, but if they try to do things together, that will negate that. penalty, basically, through force of size. So are you combining all 3 teams to take life support?
We could send one of the wounded teams up here to help us, too. 2 wounded teams on life support, 1 wounded team here, plus yours and Cass's group. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It's the best distribution, so let's do
and
that.
Hopefully we can, use the gas against them to give ourselves an advantage at life support.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I unfortunately, the life support is now your issue, Nestor. You're going to have to figure that out now. So whatever you do there is up to you. Have fun.
I will. I'm sure we can figure something out.
We'll manage. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah,
Sure.
we got it.
All right.
Any
excellent.
feedback from the others?
They like the plan. Like Tilton's sergeant is like, yeah, let's use our numbers. Like that's what Tilton's group is generally known for, is using their numbers. Yours like, okay, this is like we were exploiting some weaknesses. Like honestly, you have impressed the other people, like the other people here with your plan.
Nice.
So we're going to combine which 2 teams to go after life support?
I don't know if it matters. Like however it can be. I mean, I the nitty gritty of it, right? Like it would make sense to go. Well, the 2 teams that are closest, they could meet up together to be there.
Okay.
All
right. So the team,
how important it is.
So the team that's furthest forward in the ship is the team at sensors. So even though they're the closest to life support, they're also way closer to you guys than anyone else. So if you want them to rendezvous with you and then combine team B and C to go to life support, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, B or C would have to hike all the way from one side of the ship to the other.
Sit there and wait. Yeah,
right.
I agree. And then B and C can arrive hopefully roughly the same time with Nestor.
All right. So A is going to be bridge assault support. And then B and C are both going to be life support.
Oh, and while we're waiting, I want to fill in everyone, including Torsay if she has time to sit and listen, about the drone that we fought and what happened with it, in case we can run into another one in the bridge.
You go over all of the information?
As much as I can remember of it, yeah. And Cass will be hearing all of this too, so he can fill in, but...
Cass will frown as you reach like the latter parts of your description and goes, they shouldn't be using that here.
Why not?
You know what that substance
is? It seemed
is?
pretty effective.
No, because generally we're not supposed to have access to it. I don't know where Heathcote got it.
So he's allied himself with another party, is what you're saying?
No, it just means the timetable is faster than I was thinking, which is worrisome.
So we need to go from hurrying to hurrying more?
No, not our timetable here. More of like an ominous, above everything else timetable. It will be a lot easier to explain this once I can, in detail, go over more stuff. But the fact that we saw that here means the people that me and Heathcote work for are moving their plans forward faster than I thought.
And they're the real problem in the end.
For everyone, yeah.
All right.
The reason we generally don't have access to it is because it's very
volatile.
It's technically there's not a tech here that's like it. and they really want to avoid people finding out about it before they can use it to full effect. So we weren't supposed to have access to it in case we fucked up and lost some of it or something. If we're using it now, if Heathcote's willing to use it now, it means that everyone else isn't far behind and they're not as worried about it anymore.
Well, I mean, it seems like it would be nigh impossible to get like a sample of it. Very hard and impressive if anyone did.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be badass.
You'd have to realize what causes the reaction, figure out you have to super cool it. It would, honestly, someone capturing it would be a feat.
It's unlikely, and I can understand hesitation, but I can't imagine anyone possibly. They would be some of the biggest badasses I've ever seen.
I don't know if they like threw a freeze grenade at it or something.
Which is volatile and scary to do, right? Like that's crazy. Anyways,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's not like someone stabbed
it just wouldn't
with
happen.
a spear and let it explode on them, you know.
Yeah.
I'll say, well, I have a ton of questions about this substance, but I will save it for next time.
What?
Let me just ask.
Next time.
I'll
does
save
that mean?
it for after where
Okay.
We've taken control of the ship. My only thing I want to know right now is there a way to stop it from exploding?
You could either purposefully detonate it when nothing's around it, just to make sure you're clear of it, or you could try to super cool it. If it freezes, it stops the reaction.
Okay.
How would you detonate it? Just, I'm just saying, if we find another one of those drones, I mean, just detonating would be fantastic. Save us a headache.
Did you see what it was doing before it blew up?
I think it was just leaking out of the turret pot we fought. Maybe exposure to the air is what causes it to react.
No, actually, that means you guys did a really good job.
Hell yeah.
That substance's primary purpose is not to explode. It is a mechano-regenerative substance. It's a repair fluid. There are many tiny machines working together inside of it that can repair and fix machines.
That's crazy.
So nanomachines is what you're saying.
Essentially, yes.
That's way beyond any technology I'm aware of.
Hence why they don't want it to fall into anyone else's hands. It explodes if the thing is meant to repair, it becomes unrecoverable to prevent it from being captured. So you guys must have taken it out before it had a chance to start repairing whatever you were fighting.
Huh.
Gotcha.
That explains. We did notice it kind of self-repairing, didn't we, when we were fighting it? I thought like...
You guys damaged it and killed it within 2 actions of each other. Okay. Because remember, you were doing almost no damage to any part of it that wasn't its center.
We had to break its like protective shielding first. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah,
and then immediately afterwards,
was really useful for it.
Yeah, immediately after Graham threw a grenade at it and blew up the central control cluster. Without that, it couldn't repair itself anymore, so it blew up.
Got it.
So my recommendation is if you notice something has it, 1, stay away from it, and 2, focus fire as much damage on top of it as you can to prevent it from healing.
Understood.
So take it down as fast as possible is what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's no way to like trigger the explosive properties of this stuff?
I mean, triggering the explosive properties would be the same as making whatever it's attached to become unrecoverably damaged. So I don't really see the difference in that and shooting it a lot.
I wasn't sure there was like a radio signal or something you could send, like, "Hey, you should explode right now," type deal.
Most people don't build that into their robots.
It's less exciting, I'll tell you that.
You're not wrong, Jake. You can fool it into exploding, but you couldn't do it with a radio signal. You would have to do it basically from the cockpit of the thing it's attached to. So you could, from within the machine, trick it into thinking the machine is destroyed, in which case it would self-destruct. But I mean, the applications for that are very limited.
If only we've only had a hacker on our team.
I mean,
Torsay exists. Does that sound like something that you would even be able to do, Torsay?
Torsay, who's been listening in this whole time, will go,
sure. Yeah.
"Oh, I mean, I could try. I've never tried dealing with something like this before. Also, I haven't really tried hacking any of their machines. I've mostly only tried hacking our machines that they took over." Cass will nod and go, "Actually, yeah, you'll have trouble with that. We developed our own systems. They don't mesh well with yours."
fantastic.
Mechanically, all of their machines have xenotech, which means you have difficulty detecting what they do or hacking them. Cash shrugs and goes, "I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm glad none of you blew up."
Why can't it ever be easy?
Yeah.
Well, if Killis is on the bridge, I'm going to have a lot to talk to her about once we free her.
Yep. All right. Shall we get going?
I mean, at the moment we're waiting for Nestor and our reinforcements to come.
Yeah, so we'll move into that. We'll tick forward the meta layer of the strategy game we're playing.
Before Nestor moves out, I would like to give Nestor some advice on how to get there with the goal of providing him accuracy on whatever check he has.
Okay. Well, Nestor is going to hopefully life support.
Yes.
To help do things there. I think getting there quickly won't make him more or less effective at what he does while he's there, unless you want Nestor to take part in the assault on life support.
Okay.
In which case, getting there quickly, he could pitch in to the fight.
I was more worried about him getting there safely than getting there quickly.
Okay, so I understand the intent there, because getting somewhere quickly does say getting there without complications. But I think this would...
I was more
especially
going
if
act
he's
unseen
moving,
or unheard.
Yeah, if he's moving on his own, I think unseen or unheard would be a better trigger for that.
Yeah, that was my goal. I want him to get there safely so he can do the thing, because Gene trusts that Tilton's team will be able to get the job done.
Okay. Well... you can go ahead and do that. We will add that to Nestor's role when we get to that point then.
Yeah.
Just make note of that in case I forget. So we're going to have to move through. Gene, you got a 16. That is enough to support.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just remember that now. Moving on to the teams moving. Team A will move up the ship with the point of rendezvousing with your team. So you're going to have like another 6 or 7 guns basically on your side of this conflict. So you've significantly buffed your assault team. Team teams B and C are going as a cooperative operation, descend on life support. Since they are both wounded, they will be able to cover for each other's deficiencies, which just means you cross out both wounded. It's kind of like you merge two teams into a single full strength team. So this is going to be an assault on life support. Who wants to be the role representative?
Guess it makes sense for Nestor to be that.
And then for the actions here, you want Torsay to do the stuff with getting sensors taken over for Cass, right?
We took over sensors?
Yes, but you want Torsay to get that set up so Cass can use that for the communications part of your plan, right?
If we need sensors for that, yeah. I was really just hoping she could patch patch Cass into the comms on the bridge. I didn't know how difficult that would be. I kind of figured that's just something she'd be able to do.
She can do that now that you guys have taken sensors, but that will be what she's doing then, which will make her unavailable to help with this assault.
Yeah, that is what it is. Unfortunately, that's part of our plan. We need Cass, I think.
Torsay won't need to roll on doing it. What she's doing is going to be an auto success because she has everything she needs. It just means she's busy and unable to help with this role. Nestor, are you supplying any assistance to this assault?
So earlier, I think Cass said we gathered up some of those gas cylinders, right? So assuming we have like maybe a small supply of them.
You have gathered up maybe like 7 or 8 of those gas canisters. Specifically, Syl told you we might need all of those for it to be dense enough to cover the bridge. The bridge is big. The bridge is like the bridge of an Imperial Star Destroyer, right? It's like big open room.
Okay, that's good to know. I was wondering if I spared like a couple of them, would I still have enough?
You would be cutting it close.
Sounds like it would be tough. So so I will not use them to try to take over life support. Instead, what I would like to do is, well, actually, I have a really good plan, just like Rock did. And the plan, you're going to hear about it once I'm done with my sentence. And boys,
oh my god, I cannot wait to hear about this plan. I bet it's going to be a really good plan. It took me a while to think about that plan, and I really kind of, I'm not going to lie, I vamped a little bit so that I could think a little bit more while, talking about the plan. Hopefully you don't need that right now, and you just have the plan and are ready.
I know the plan.
I'm sure it's a fantastic
plan. I'll
shut
up so that you can say the plan now.
I know that. And let's check. It sounded like you wanted to say something. So, if you want to.
Nestor generally has pretty good ideas. I mean, he's a little bit of a nerd, but I mean, he's also very smart and intelligent, and he has great plans. And I also can't wait to hear what this plan is because I'm sure it'll be fantastic. What do you think about the plan, Gene?
I mean, it's a genius plan, and Nestor being a scientist, he's obviously a genius. So whatever plan he's going to come up with it's going to be a genius plan.
Yeah,
it's funny you're able to do this so effectively because I find when I stall trying to come up with a plan, I'm so busy stalling, I don't actually have enough space left in my mind to come up with the plan. So it becomes harder for me to do that. So it's really impressive that you could.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to. I've had the plan this whole time, and it's really good. But just for fun, let me hold off on telling you that plan, and let's just gather a little more info first. So, when we go to life support, what are we faced with? Like, are there any patrols along the way? Do we just get there unmolested and there's a door and that's life support? Like what does it look like for us?
So you're coming from a different direction, Nestor. You're coming from the front of the ship, which means you basically kind of skulking through the ship on your own are going to use the assistance that Jean gave you, the advice Jean gave you, to basically duck to the front of the ship without being unseen. That act unseen or unheard is him helping you get there.
Okay.
I don't know whether or not you want to be part of the assault itself, or if you just want to give something or do something for the teams that are assaulting it to let them do it better.
I was thinking about like maybe giving them something to help them with the assault. What do we have? Any grenades that non-gas grenades?
I think I spent all of mine previously.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the frag grenades were used very early on in the mission.
It's a great effect, but they're gone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
No, we don't have any.
Okay, what I think I'll do is, so do I need to roll to get there still, or is that what?
We're going to have your whole thing be what happens after this team takes, hopefully, life support.
Okay, so after they take life support, I'm going to try to hack into the system and actually not really hack into the system so much as it'll probably be an invent or create skill trigger where I set something up where I can release the gas canisters into life support directly, feed it in, so like maybe I invent some sort of like mechanism that triggers the gas cylinders sequentially into like some sort of tubing that then goes into the life support, and I can route it from there.
Sure.
So that's what I'm going to do after they take life support. Before life support.
First.
Yeah, before life support. But first, yes. Go ahead.
We need to see if they take life support. They could fail this.
What I'll do is I'll give them my stims, and I just have 3, but they can use the stims to. 3 of them can use stims to try to gain an advantage on the fight.
Okay. I will say, Nestor, you could apply your patch roll to their check then, because you're giving them medical knowledge to help them, basically. You're like, hey, here's some things that'll give you a little boost when you're in combat.
Sounds good. Any other conditions on this roll?
So, life support does not have any additional malices on it. So luckily there, not an issue. They are both injured, but they're working together, so that eliminates their malices. So this is a straight roll that you're just applying your patch to.
All right. I rolled a 13.
A 13. Nestor. They successfully take life support. I need you to choose which of the 2 teams sacrifices themselves to take it.
Wow. A real Sophie's choice here. Okay. What were the teams one more time?
Team B and Team C.
Okay.
But they're both wounded going into this. Being wounded again will knock one of these teams out.
Yeah.
And they will no longer be useful going forward.
Well, I like the betas, Nestor's a bit of a beta himself, so let's say Team C is the one that we lose.
The team that successfully acted out Jake's insane plan dies.
Oh no!
Dude,
Oh god,
what the
that's
hell?
really sad.
Trying to
man?
take life support. Life
Oh,
support
It's too late. I've said it.
defeated.
Matt, you just killed off their potential acting career. How could you
Success.
do that?
I know.
They got confident. They tried to do it again, and it didn't make sense in the moment.
Now, no one will be able to back up your story, too.
I mean, well, no. There's still the people with weapons. They were there. They weren't part of the team.
They didn't actually get to act it out.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Now I'm sad.
And then this team, life support success. Wounded. So you're left with one wounded team, and the other team is down and out of action. So now you have 2 wounded teams left over from Tilton's group.
Okay.
But you did successfully take life support. Nestor,
Yay.
It was a bloody battle. It was specifically Team C riding high off of the stims that you gave them that broke the charge against the forces holding it. But after breaking the line, kind of went down in a hail of gunfire. Team B swept in and took the place for you. So successful, but with significant losses.
It's probably fair to say that Team C isn't like 100% dead. It's just that they're down and out. Like there's probably still some wounded.
Of the 20 people, there are probably like 5 wounded and 2 alive left. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a little better.
It's probably they probably lost over half of themselves, and then most of those left are wounded.
They're not going to be.
I think a lot of times
anything.
we get the idea of casualty meaning death, and that's not always the case, right?
Right. Exactly.
But yeah.
This is now an ineffective team, essentially.
Well,
I'm sure the
done
2
their
healthy
job.
people are going to be added into like Team B or something like that. But that's too small scale for the camera to worry about.
Yeah. All right. That is good.
All right. Nestor, you're now here. So you're kind of like doing the thing you described earlier, which is creating this contraption that's going to try and help you take the bridge.
Yep. So yeah, I have this contraption in mind where like I set up some sort of like sequential trigger, like I line up all the canisters and I have it set up so like one will go and there's a timing device, and when it's completely used up, the next one will trigger and so on. And it's all routed into like is it fair to say like I find some sort of materials and life support that I can use as tubing, or I could use to like route this gas into the overall system?
It would be fair to say that if you roll a success.
Yes. Okay. So that's the idea. Is I'll want to link it up with some sort of tubing or whatever and route it into the overall life support system.
Now, you got here unaccosted. You didn't have to hide from anyone. You were able to like get here basically just after the place is taken, thanks to Jean's help. You are not harried on the way here. You're kind of at maximum operating capacity as you make this check, Nestor, and you have the time because you're still waiting on everyone to be ready. So that's why you're getting accuracy on this roll. You have the time to set up here.
All right. Let's see what the egghead can do. 16.
Hey, with a 16, Nestor, it happens as you described. You find the tubing, you trigger the sequential system in it. It is ready to go, and you are able to find like the points in life support where you could feed it in. And then you have to basically spend the rest of your time here figuring out how the life support systems in the ship work, because they're not like easy. Like it's like someone's job is to do this. So you're kind of like trying to figure it out on the fly. And you also need to figure out how to pipe it from here to the bridge without it like dissipating into other adjacent areas to no effect and things like that. So you're going to be basically hunkered down on this computer trying to get that to work until it's go time.
Okay. Cool.
All right, what do we see everyone else doing?
I believe the rest of us are following Ursil to these side areas, right? Wherever.
So Ursil will take one of the side areas, and then one of Tilton's other teams, the other team with us, will take one of those side areas. The one that's not injured, right, and coming up, and then the injured team and Cass and us will be taking in like the main entrance.
That makes sense.
The plan.
I was actually going to say before you said anything, like each side area is only big enough for one team to use effectively. So that's perfect. You already anticipated that. So yeah, we'll have Ewer come in from one side to flank. The unwounded Tilton's team come in from the other side to flank, and then you'll have support from Team A and yourselves assaulting the bridge. Now,
I will say to Tilton's team when they're going to the other side that I'm sure Ewer's already expected this. If we thought about this, we have to assume they did too. This isn't going to be like an easy clear necessarily. So expect to be expected at the same time.
On your way to get set up here, Tilton contacts you, Rock, and says, Rock, I hear from my men you're getting ready to assault the bridge. Things are pretty okay. Your man, Nestor, is set up in life support. I'm still kind of commanding things from here, but if you need more bodies on the ground, I can bring my team there to help. So you have to decide whether you put them in danger, which will make all of Tilton's teams less effective if their team gets damaged, to make the bridge assault more effective.
Unfortunately, I think that it does make sense because getting the bridge is that important. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say if Tilton can get here in time, the other teams are currently on standby holding. I think they don't need orders, right?
No, everyone's getting ready. Everyone has a job to do right now. Yeah.
So this is the time for him to transfer here anyways, which is going to be important if we do take it. So
yeah, okay. So Tilton's team, which is like his personal guard, and Tilton and his second in command are going to join up with your team then.
Sounds good.
The other thing that Torsay tells you over the comms is, now that Cotto's team is set up, they're all pretty badly wounded because they were jackasses to the people capturing the place and caused a lot of problems. So they're pretty beaten up. They can't really help on the ground, but they say they're still up for piloting.
They should get ready because we're going there next.
If we can take, basically she says, if we can take their ships back, they're willing to get out there and cause some ruckus. That's their words.
How guarded are the ships? Is that like just a whole nother thing to assault at the moment?
That's a whole thing. Everything on the ship is a whole thing that you would have to take. So taking the hangars is its own thing.
Maybe Tilton should go there.
Every one of these time ticks is a time tick closer to reinforcements arriving. You don't know how many of those you have. I purposely obscured it. Maybe you have the time to take things slower and spread people out to do things, or maybe you have to try and do everything at once. It's hard to say because you don't know how long it'll be before reinforcements arrive.
We need to be getting into the lances very soon as well. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about us going to assault the hangar and then having Tilton's team come replace us here and then we have Cass's negotiations, 2 of Tilton's team and yours team to take the bridge. Does that seem like the better distribution? That way we can get out there sooner to get those spikes out.
I think that makes sense.
I think so too. I'm trying to mull it in my mind. I'm
here.
like, yeah.
I'm torn because we offer some of the best leverage to take the bridge back because we're the big damn heroes. But
that
at
is
the same time,
the big thing I was going to say is ultimately anywhere you guys aren't is going to be a single failable roll to determine the outcome. Right? Wherever you guys are placing your attention, we actually will zoom into for a full scene. So, it'll be like fighting the robot or taking out the peoples in the hallway, right? There's nuance there. You guys won't have the narrative hand on the wheel to provide nuance in a place you are not. So whichever place you think more important is the place I recommend your team going.
I mean, based on that logic, the hangar is probably more important because we do need to get rid of those anchors.
But if you don't have the bridge, you don't even have the ship.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
If we have the bridge, even if the anchors are still in,
you don't have control of the ship.
We don't have control of the ship, but we do have the bridge. It could give us further leverage down the line.
I don't know how I feel about this as an idea, but spreading the narrative torch as well, leaving me at the bridge and sending the other 2 to the hangar, Bob, is that too much?
That is a thing you could do. You could have Rock lead the assault on the bridge while basically it'd be kind of like you and Nestor work together on the bridge because Nestor would be doing stuff remotely while you're doing stuff there. And then it'd be Gene and Jake assaulting the hangar. You could split up in that way if you would like.
That might be better. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some risk there, but at least we have a handle on both.
Yeah, it is all the normal risks of splitting the party. You won't be able to help each other as effectively. But that's a thing you can do if you're worried about time and want to hit both places at once.
Oh, man. I hopefully muted before I sneezed. Whew. Sorry if you caught that. Whew.
No worries.
I didn't hear anything. I think I heard like a cutoff of just
you're
the beginning or the end of the sneeze.
Now, because we've had a discussion about the sneeze, I can no longer cut it out of the episode. So.
No, it's funny.
Hey, Jay, did you sneeze?
Well, I didn't sneeze in the mic, but you're going to hear me make a noise. So,
I think let's try splitting the party.
This is a risky but entertaining option.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I'm scared, but yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's not like we're going by ourselves. We will have assistance from other groups as well.
Who's going to the hangar with you? Is it just Gene and Jake trying to take over the hangar by themselves?
Please no.
Because that's what it seems like so far.
I don't want to do that.
No, there's the wounded team. Here. We'll redirect them to the hangar, and then Tilton's team's coming with me. Okay. So we have Tilton, and then one other team that's like not wounded, I think.
Yeah, so Team B is the wounded team in life support with Nestor. You want to redirect them to rendezvous with Jake and Gene to take the hangars.
Running poor B ragged, but yeah, I mean, if possible.
Yeah. So Nestor, you'll be on your own in life support. They'll leave you there. Go help Jake and Gene take the hangar, while Graham is with all the other teams as they make a focused push on the bridge with Nestor's remote support.
Sounds good. I like it.
All right. This is like a reasonable plan. I feel confident that I can run this. Point of order. Torsay can focus to help one of the 2 groups. Once she patches, because she's already done the prep work she needs to do. She has patched in Cass so that he can try to give his speech, right? For the actual combat portion of this, do you want her to focus on helping bridge team or hangar team? because whatever team she's focused on, she will be able to pitch in like she did in the robot fight where she blew up, the wall thing for you. She'll be able to provide support to whichever team needs it.
Can we save it as a reserve as needed?
I will allow it.
And just the first one that comes up, if it's like, oh shit. Yeah.
Whichever team calls her in is the team she will be stuck to for the remainder of the scene.
Yep. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
I like it.
Okay.
With that settled and the battle lines drawn, we're going to call an end to this episode. We'll see how the bridge assault and the hangar assault play out next time. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
I'm excited. Bye.
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 Exciting.